All right, what's going on, my people? It's Bobby Skinner of Jam Football, talking Giants. You know what? That's something I'm going to correct Rose on. We are Jam Football. We're not of the Talking Giants. We're of the Jam Football world. I know we're known better for Talking Giants, but we're trying to get into this broad NFL cover. So we're going to stop. We're going to stop saying that, Christopher. Um, Really excited to do this. I think this is something that I want to do every single summer after the draft, right? Where you're looking for some content, and you kind of have that high off the draft, and you think about next year's, and the quarterbacks are in the next class. So now their most important years of film are going to be this next season, right? This is what's going to decide their draft stock at the end of the day, right? You can be Caleb Williams and Drake May, where they're projected 1-2, they stay that way. You could be, Sam Howell, projected to go first round, end up going in the fifth round, or you could be Jaden Daniels, where no one's even talking about you, end up in the first round. But once a week up until training camp, let's just go through some film casually of the quarterbacks projected to go in the next NFL draft. So we're going to do that today with Shedeur Sanders, the Colorado quarterback, obviously the biggest name on all of this. Carson Beck is probably the highest projected, but Shedeur Sanders being the biggest name that everybody knows. So we'll go through it. What I want to do is go through a great game, a solid game, and then a bad game. Now, Shedeur had pretty good games. Oregon is going to be the bad game, TCU the great game, and USC the good game that we're going to use. And I am watching this stuff for the first time too. I'm going to do a little bit of charting. I'm going to do 5 categories that I'm going to go through. Great throw, right? Which is going to talk about arm talent, decision, just good decision, right? Like NFL type of decisions. Bad decisions, and then just bad throws, right? A bad throw could be, hey, you made a good decision, but you just missed on the throw, and then sacks that you created that or could have been avoided. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna get into Shedeur Sanders. So let's get into it. First game we're gonna go through is TCU, right? This is the big game that got Colorado and Deion. They were already on the map, but really people to start taking it serious. So I'm going to share the screen, and I want to make it full screen, right? How are we? I'm going to pull it up on my end and make sure this looks good. Let me hide that message. So we have this game versus TCU. Okay, so this is what we want. I won't be looking at the chat too often, but I will check in on it periodically. Maybe at each halftime and the end of the 3 games we're going to go to. I hope to do 3 games. I said this yesterday for a Talking Giants stream, and then we just didn't have the time to do it. So let's get into it. And then thank you for the people that are already here. Jenks, Chris Peace, Issa, Thomas Panicola, Claire Hagel, ASD, FEOU. Let's get into it. So we may have to scrub very quickly through some plays because they're run plays. I have just the raw film. I don't have the clipped up just throws, but Colorado threw the ball a lot. So we'll start, and let me do something that I should have done already. Maybe make my mouse big and red. Let's make that rat red. All right, so we're in a 2x2. First play of the game. Okay, simple, right? 3-step drop. Right, this slant's not here. Quick, good decision, right? So we're going to chart. Tally that up as a good decision. Let your back make some plays, right? We've got the double slant, right? That's not going to open up with these 2 linebackers. Get quick, throw the check down, let them get out there. Good stuff. Good, simple read. I think he had like 500 yards in this game too, by the way. So we're going to go through some throws. All right, next play. Again, 2x2. So one thing I will show is we're not going to play like this in the NFL. Like this wide, right? It works, and you can translate some stuff, but you're just not going to play like this. So this looks like an RPO, the way that these guys are playing this. So pretty simple. We are reading this outside corner, right? There's no safety presence over the top of this. So if this outside corner carries the vertical, which he ends up getting tossed. We throw this little quick out. I think that's Travis Hunter too. Okay. Solid, good decision. All right, simple enough, right? Well, let's get to some of the big plays. A little double hitching on it, but it's okay. All right, next play. Again, we're going to go through these fairly quickly. Like, right, this is not to do full evaluation write-ups that I'll do next off season. All right, handoff. All right, next. Again, wide, 3-by-1. Here we go. Here we go. Big throw. Big throw. Underthrown. Okay, so what are we looking at right here? All right, so this is the alert. So this is a form of 4 verts. Right? You're going to say, well, Bobby, how is it verts if these guys are curling? These guys are reading the coverage of the DB. Right? So if he's playing off, you curl. Now, I don't understand why this one is curling, right? Like, that's not like, maybe he just doesn't trust his ability, but he shouldn't be curling. But Sanders reads the coverage, right? This is really bad defensive structure by TCU, by the way. Like, there's just nothing over the top here, right? So this is it, right? Outside release. That's what we want. And that ball is just underthrown. So this is a good decision. Ball just gets underthrown. If the DB turns his head, you know, let's see how the feet are, right? Cleats in the ground. We're lined up the way we want to be. And not the worst throw in the world, right? This isn't like, oh my God, horrible arm talent, but it's just not a great throw. All right, next play. What do we have? TCU all over the place, running guys on the field. All right. So TCU doesn't have guys on the field. There's no one lined up on the slot. Good quick thinking to get that out. So I'm gonna chart that down as a good decision, right? That's good cerebral quarterback play. They don't have someone on the field. Take it, right? Take a quick, easy gain. Fairly simple. That's smart football. Nothing game changing, but it's smart football. Oh, we got a little zone read. Did he make the right decision? I'm not going to be charting the zone reads. Again, TCU. What is wrong with TCU? How do they not have guys in there lined up correctly? I mean, I guess this is technically the right read, but here, just go, right? Stop trying to go. Get out to the corner. Maybe just, what happens if we just hand this off? Yeah, probably the right decision to pull it, but just go. He's just not the fastest guy in the world. All right, next play. 3-by-1. When I say 3-by-1 or 2-by-2, it's just like the 3 wide receivers by 1 or tight ends, 3-by-1. Okay. Just a little slant flat with the, I guess not slant flat. I thought this was going to be slant flat. So we're reading this man coverage, right? When you see this is man coverage, that means this linebacker is going to get caught up. Make the quick, easy throw. Quick, easy throw. This linebacker gets caught up. We throw it. Simple enough, but a good decision. Maybe get the ball out a little quicker, but you know what? Your running back, don't trip. How about that? And then pretend your ankle's hurt. All right, next play. We got stacked up here, stacked down here. We're handing the ball off. All right. Next play. What do we have? Okay, so we have zone defense, right? This vertical is probably not even part of the read. It's just a must outside release. Again, I hate this TCU defense. Like, this is just leaving this wide open. Like, why is there nobody aligned in this area? So, hey, they give you a quick, easy profit. Take it. What is with all of this in here? Move these guys out. Move one of these guys out. Make this a difficult read, right? This is just too easy of a read when this safety backs off, and then you're just this linebacker blitzes. This is just easy. I mean, that's just a simple throw. All right, 5 wide. Here we go. We're going to get that first touchdown. Okay, so what do we have on this? What is this play? I'm not exactly sure. We've got the slot fade here, right? You get the slot fade with no safety help over the top. You're going to throw that, especially in the red zone. So you have the slot fade with the slant. You know, the linebackers to this side, they're in the zero-ish look, right? Where one lined up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, right, you figure they're going to back guys out, which takes away the middle of the field easy throws. Right? So if they just send it, right? If they just send all this blitz right here and they don't back these guys out, you maybe throw the slant, but they drop them out. We throw the slot fade. Hard to see the ball placement on this one. But this is the correct decision. Where's the ball placement? That's too high. That's a bad throw. Good decision, bad throw. But we haven't charted a bad decision yet. TCU's defense kind of makes that easy. All right, here we go. I think we're handing the ball off here. Okay. Run. All right. Just a little bubble screen. I'm not charting that as anything. That's just pre-planned. So no charting for that one. All right, next play. So we have what? What down is it? Is it third down and goal? First down and goal? Can't run it in. All right, let's see if we get it. I mean, there's like a billion touchdowns in this game, so let's see if we get one. All right, so now we have third and goal at the 4-yard line. We're running mesh. Okay. So we're running mesh, right? So mesh versus zone, right? Mesh, you're usually throwing to here, right? You're going to have this player sit and then these two drive routes. But the first read on this is honestly, usually you don't throw it. Now, I guess you get it in a little bit in college, but you read this rail route. And hey, this end acts like he's coming out to cover it. There's no one out here. Throw the rail route. Touchdown, Colorado. Good decision. 6 points on the board. So, hey, you take what they give you, right? We haven't seen any great stuff yet, but we've seen good decisions, right? Like on that drive, we are 8 for 8 on good decisions, and then we had 2 bad throws with those. All right, next play. Motioning this receiver into a 2x2. Okay, this is like one of that earlier plays. Now, the receiver does a bad job on this. Right? We should be breaking this out. You see this linebacker, like this little choice right here? You see this linebacker playing with this leverage, you should be immediately breaking this out. Right? And Shedeur's reading this Mike linebacker. He plays to this side. So good on Shedeur for holding on to the ball and making the wide receiver declare and go. Right? Because if he just throws it, one, you could miss him, or he just sits and then this linebacker intercepts this. So at least, even though the wide receiver took way too long to commit on that, it's, smart ball by Shedeur. Like, we should be going now. Go, right? And instead, this linebacker almost gets his hand on the ball. So good decision, good throw. Good yak. Next play, 2x2 pistol, hand the ball off. All right, here we go. We're going empty, 5 wide. And we've got this playing off. We've got this outside release vertical. Just a little spacing concept. Get it out on time. Good decision. Simple. This Colorado offense, man. This Pat Shurmur offense. Let's get some stuff going here. I saw way too many highlights on Saturdays to RPO. All right, so we got an RPO on this. Again, I don't know what the hell TCU is doing here, but you have to know that there's 2 guys here, and this linebacker doesn't really declare. You have inside leverage. So I haven't even see how this play ends. This play ends in a completion. So some good improvising off of a mistake, but I'm going to mark that down as our first bad decision. So some good improvising, but that's just a bad decision. Right? Like, I understand that this DB is screwing up. Maybe you're thinking he's going to blitz, but just hand this ball off, right? This linebacker is not getting downhill. Hand this ball off. I know QBs don't like to hand it off on these RPOs, but hand the ball off. All right, next play. Again, this 3 safety shit that TCU does. I'm regretting using this TCU game. All right, so we got a little gun action. Again, verts, right? No, not 4 verts. We got 7 guys in blocking, but hey, read these guys down here. We're reading their coverage. Again, I think the vertical needs this number 1 needs to get vertical. But we're reading this. We have no safety help. This is the same thing we saw before. He releases outside. I think this is that big throw to Travis Hunter that got people really excited. Let's go. Let's go. Bam. Oh, Travis Hunter dropped it. That's a great throw. I can't wait to see this from the other angle. But I'm putting this down as a good decision and a great throw. Again, we're reading this player right here. He does not bail. Okay, we've made our decision. We're throwing it. Oh my God, that's right on the money. We've got to catch that. That's a beautiful throw. All right. Next play. How do we recover? 2nd and 10. Hand the ball off. Get a nice little gain. Hand the ball off. Little boot action. Good decision. Nothing special. Also, great throw, falls under great decision. This is a great ability to read coverage. You read the conflict player, pull the trigger. It could be a 8-yard pass. And I'll put that under great throw. Here's the zone read shit. We got to figure out the zone read if we're Colorado. 1, we're not hand the ball off. I know that these guys suck, but hand the ball off. Okay. Got the out with the clear. We throw it. So the linebacker blitzes. Corner falls the outside. What do we have down here? Yeah, good decision. As my recycling man comes. All right, what do we got here? 3x1. Hope this isn't too boring, but this is kind of what film is. Remember when you're not just putting together a 45-minute video when we're just washing through it. But I'm also not going to do that for all these junior QBs. I'm just not going to do it. All right, so we got verticals again. Got a switch release here with the shallow. So let's take a look at this. We could pull the trigger on this here. This is here to throw. Like, let's read this outside DB's leverage. He is not in a good leverage spot. This safety follows. Pull the trigger on this. This is a big throw to be had. Pull the trigger on this right here. Right, we're looking right at it. It is the progression. We see this, it's not like you're going to get an easy shallow to open up because of this defender. And now we're unnecessarily having to get outside the pocket and we take a sack. I think that goes down as a sack, right? Where'd the line of scrimmage start? Yeah, that's going to go down as a sack. So let's put a tally on the sack. That's his fault. Pull the trigger on this shit, Shedeur. Yeah, that's a sack and throw the ball away. I mean, this is here, right? We escape a clean pocket, throw this, right? It's not like you got pressured. And then we don't throw the ball away. I know that helps your completion percentage, but guess what? You just took a sack you didn't need to. Ends the drive. Oh, that ended the drive as well, too. Yeah, so that made it harder for your field goal kicker, right? That turned it into a 44-yard field goal into a 49-yard field goal. I don't know if they attempted it, but they didn't get it. That's for sure. They only have 7 points on the board. All right, so what do we got here? And I hate this TCU defense. All right, so what do we got? Triple slants to the bottom here. You're reading this Mike linebacker who doesn't commit either way. So then you should go for the numbers game because you have 4 for 3 down here. Up top, you do have 3 for 2, but this guy's playing off, and he bails. So, I mean, you could maybe pull the trigger on this quickly. That's a dangerous throw. But you should immediately see this linebacker working over here and get off of this and get to the backside. And you could possibly pull off this slant right here, even though this DB is closing in on it and probably ends up being incompletion. And you're taught on this. This is a pick a side play, right? Read this linebacker, and he doesn't move off his spot. So it's hard to let him make that decision for you. What do we do? Do we get some creation out of this? Or we just throw the ball away? Okay. I mean, we turn this into a completion on some scramble drill. I think that's solid. We don't even really read this too much. We just kind of go to this quickly. He is not very fast. I'm going to mark that down as, that's bad pre-snap read. Bad decision. Not an awful decision. All right, hand the ball off. Empty. Next play. Yep. Take this hitch. Take that all day. Good decision. Next play. I got to go through these a little bit faster. I mean, we're not into the second half. How far are we in? We're 25 minutes in. Yeah, I got to go a little bit faster. I think I have a meeting at 2:30. So I have a meeting because I'm a douchebag. All right, we throw a screen. Doesn't matter. We're not evaluating the Colorado offense. We're evaluating quarterback play, so we're going to scrub through that. All right, RPO. Were we making the right read on this? Yes, because this linebacker, see, this is the read on this. We are making the correct read on this. Why aren't we throwing the slant? Okay, we are throwing the slant. I thought he wasn't going to throw that. So good decision. Let's see ball placement. The ball placement probably could have been a little better on this, but we're reading this. We're reading 57 with this big ass neck roll. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, it could be a little better placement, but that's a good decision. Simple. That's an NFL type of play. All right, speed sweep, push pass. Doesn't matter. All right, next play, 3-by-1. So kind of like a little wave concept here, right? Where you have these deep ends crossing up. Now, usually you have a post. Usually you have this one of these receivers running a post. You have this drag under here to try and occupy these underneath defenders. I don't know if I've ever seen this concept before. I've seen like a variation of it. But it does what it's designed to do, right? Let's get these defenders in conflict. Now they're in man coverage, right? So this is open. I like this, right? This is like the first like really difficult read I've not even a difficult read, but like a read that takes something more than the basics. I'm gonna put. I kind of want to put Italian the great decision, but it's not anything crazy. I'm gonna put that in as still in a good. Right, that's not great, right? I think I'm just judging it. If that was the first play of the game, I wouldn't have put that in great. It's just this TCU defense has made it so easy that, man, didn't they score like 50 points in this? We have so much to go. All right, red zone, 2-by-2. Mesh, right? So, hey, we had mesh for that touchdown earlier, right? We look for the rail route, right? Not there. Now we get it versus zone. I don't know if it's planned for this receiver to sit or keep it running, but we really have nowhere to go on this, right? Like the sit is covered. You could maybe like bang this one in there, but that's even tough. So, hey, let's go out and create. I like this. But we'll pull this from the other view. Maybe you pull the trigger on this late. All right, so let's look like, yeah, could you bang this in here? But I don't trust this receiver. Like I don't trust where he's sitting. He doesn't look like he's waiting for the ball for me. Oh man, you tell your guy to go upfield and he's there. Pull this. Pull this. The linebacker leaves it. Pull it. Pull it. Instead, we just run him over. I'm putting that down as a bad. That was like I was ready to put that in great decision. Like, hey, you don't make the bad decision. You create and you make a throw. I'm putting that as bad decision. I believe this is second or third. This is second or third down. All right, we're throwing the alert on this, right? We've got the matchup on the end zone fade. All right, so this is going to depend on if we make this throw or not, because versus this zero blitz, I guess you do throw the alert versus zero blitz, right? Because if they cover this well, they switch their cover. So this is the right decision. All right, he got a touchdown. Let's see how this happened. That's a good throw. Letting your guy make a play. It's a hell of a catch. But I'm going to put that down as great, right? Like, hey, we read the zero blitz. We didn't try and stay on the concept. We threw the alert to Travis Hunter. I'm putting that in the great decision. Fight me about it. Two-point conversion, hand the ball off. I'm looking at the chat while this happens after this touchdown, and Duo Barrel is telling me that DC fired their defensive coordinator and he's a high school ball coach. That makes sense. Do Cam Ward film watching next. I will do Cam Ward at some point. I don't know if I'll do him next, but I don't think it's going to be that much fun. I watched him versus UCLA, and it stunk. All right, so what do we got here? We got a smash concert, right? This is an NFL. This is an NFL type of play, right? High low, high low. This is what we're reading. Now they've got 3 guys in this area. This is the right decision to get off of this. He gets off of it, right? If you freeze frame it here, you're like, oh, maybe you could pull the trigger on this, but this player is playing in this area because he gets off of it, right? If he keeps his eyes on this defender. So good job getting off of it quick. What do we have on the backside of this? I guess levels, but bad spacing. Someone's got to break this off earlier. I would assume it's this guy, but he breaks it in deeper because of this not even a reroute, but just getting squeezed outside. All right, so this is a broken play. I mean, we could still maybe pull the trigger on this here, but you have that pressure in your face. We get outside the pot. This is a broken play. What do we do with it? We end up missing the throw. So this is a good decision. This is good quarterbacking. Bad throw, though. Going to chart that down in the bad throw. Good decision. Bad throw. So it gets charted for both. All right. Hand the ball off. Now we got slant flat with the running back. So really bad route. When we get man coverage, so this should be the throw here. It's just, but versus this blitz, you got so much space underneath here that we should be getting back to this quick. Take a sack. This is bad. This is bad, right? Like I understand this is the first read right here, but we have nothing accounted for over here with this spacing, right? So we kind of got to see what's happening up front. If these guys drop back, yeah. But they blitz. So even if this is your first read, you should be quickly snapping back here. So takes a sack. That's his fault. Bad decision. Yeah, that's bad. All right. Now we got, again, this 2x2 stacked and pistol. I think they handed the ball off last time out of this. Do they take a delay game on purpose? I don't know. All right, hand the ball off. All right, what do we have on this? What is this? Okay, so this is an inside release on this. And maybe I'm not sure what this is. This is a mess is what it is. What is this? Maybe it says deep levels? But we're looking at the alert first or something? Right? Because, I mean, if you outside release here, you've got space. But he inside releases. I don't love this offensively. What do we turn this into? Oh, missed throw, but that's also kind of a throwaway, right? I don't know if I'm going to chart that as anything. Yeah, Mick, I'm excited to watch Cam Ward. I'm a Miami guy, right? So I have delusion that we're finally going to have a good quarterback. But I don't think his film was I'm not assuming that he had a lot of help at Washington State, but there was some just dumb stuff that he did on film. All right, handoff. All right, you got 3x1. Okay, right. These hitches that we run versus off coverage. Good, simple. I guess I'll let it just play regular speed. All right, next play. Again, 3-by-1. God, I hate this TCU defense. What is this structure? All right, so we're running that same concept we talked about before, like that little wave thing, right? It's the same thing. These two deep ends crossing up, the drive, and then the hitch out here. Are we throwing the hitch on this? Right, we kind of have it, right? It's a good route. Let's throw it. All right, let's throw it. All right, this is good. A little bit of a double pump on it, but I feel like that gets a little... like that pat the ball thing. Now, he does take some time with it. Burping the baby. That is definitely something you don't like there, right? That little pat pat. But I do think it gets a little overrated. Like a lot of good quarterbacks do that. Now, it can give away some stuff, right? Like great safeties can take advantage of that. But I don't mind it as much as others. I don't like it, obviously. But I do think it just... I think it's one of those things that is overrated at this point with quarterback play. All right, 2-by-2 handoff. All right. 3-by-1. Penalty. This is a good throw. Verts. Right? We're not throwing this. We're not throwing this down here. We're not throwing this. You could maybe throw this, but I don't think this receiver is all that good. It's kind of big and clunky. All right, let's read this safety, right? This is Shedeur reading the safety. All right, this is a good read. I'm gonna mark this down as a great throw, right? This is with the clock winding down in the half, right? Just a quick, hey, this safety opens his hips, right? Opens his hip, bam, right here. All right, now we're pulling it. We're pulling it. If that safety doesn't declare or anything. Okay, so we're like, let's read number 3 here, right? That. And maybe the little burp the baby thing helped. I mean, we got this blitz coming down the pipe at us too. This is a great throw. Great placement. Just, hey, we're reading this safety, and as soon as he declares, with this pressure coming down the middle, that's a great throw. So that's my favorite throw so far. Obviously, that throw to Travis Hunter down up the sideline that he dropped was a great throw, right? That's probably the one people will remember more. But to me, that's a play that NFL quarterbacks just have to make. All right, what do we got here? We got this outside release down here. Little choice with the slant. We've got the blitz, so we got to throw hot, right? We got to throw quick. I cannot stand this receiver, dude. You have a choice route. Go. Make a choice, right? It's when you have man coverage versus this, you don't sit on this. Go. Break in or break out. Preferably in on this with his leverage and with this, like. So, like, what do we do here? Oh, this is great, right? We improvise, right? Our receiver, for some reason, doesn't do anything, right? He has a choice to go in or out, doesn't. Is that Travis Hunter? So we get outside the pocket. Hey, we're lining up these throws, right? When it's money time, we got to get the ball down. Did he drop it again? Oh, my God. Travis Hunter, you are a cornerback at the NFL level, a top 10 one. That's good stuff there. That's great quarterbacking. 2-by-2. So I have 4 charted great throws, and 2 of them were incomplete because of Travis Hunter. All right, we got this blitz. Middle of the field is going to be open on this deep slant or in route. Good decision. Did we drop it again? I know this one's a little further ahead of him, but let's see what happens here. Is this I think that's. Oh gosh, is that should we call that a bad throw? I guess we'll call that a bad throw. Good decision. All right, what do we got? End of the half. Okay, we got that slot fade slant that they ran earlier in the red zone. Some just Y cross. Oh, so this isn't a slot fade. This is showing slot fade, and we hitch on it. Okay, good decision. Good throw. All right, that's cool. That's like a nice little, credit Pat Shermer. That's a nice little adjustment to like the way they're playing that. 9 seconds left. 4 seconds left. Last play of the half. All right, they just hand it off. Maybe trying for a field goal. All right, second half. Let me check in on the chat for a second. What do we got here? A lot of long chats, and I'm Colorado's O-line gave him a good time in this freaking game. I don't know about the other games. Yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I know it's not going to get the most. So if this gets like awful views, I'm just going to move this to the Talking Giants channel. Like I'm done trying to cater. All right, so we got this little. All right, so we got this play they ran earlier, right? This vertical on the outside, the switch release. Okay, we got to throw this on the hitch on the outside. Okay, awesome. I don't know what the hell this corner's doing. He's telling somebody to cover this. This is the one where we thought he should pull the trigger on this guy, right? And this receiver, I think, is supposed to like take this vertical, but just a good, hey, throw me the ball. I think the receiver steps out of bounds. Son of a bitch, dude. His receivers let him down a good amount in this game. All right, I'm going to call it. That's a good throw, right? Nothing crazy, but that's good. Take advantage of bad defense. All right, screenplay. We don't judge quarterbacks on screenplay. Oh, it was a touchdown. So I guess I'll let you guys watch it since it was a touchdown. But we don't chart screenplays for quarterbacks. They get the yards for them, but we're not charting them. Touchdown, Colorado. Great job, Shedeur Sanders. All right. 24-21. We got the ball back. Up 3. RPO. Good read, right? Like before. Read that linebacker. Throw the slant. Good decision. Simple enough. So I should give some like opinions right now. Is like, I like his arm. He's taking what's there. The bad decisions have been not awful ones. There's been some really good throws on the move. Good throws down the field. The creating sacks is an issue. All right, what do we got here? All right, we're throwing vertical. With pressure coming down the pipe. Not forwards, but we got the 7-man protection. The tight end and back will leak out. We're pulling it. All right, we got no safety help. We're pulling it, even though it's an inside release. We're pulling this thing. While we get smacked, I think this is a great throw. This might be a penalty, right? Receiver loses his footing. Let's watch this from this angle. What's going on here? What? They didn't show it from the other angle? Am I tripping? Oh, come on. I wanted to see this throw. But hey, this is a throw under pressure. the receiver is not supposed to inside release, right? Because if you throw this up a line, then this safety can make a play on it. So he throws it to the outside. I'm putting this down as a great throw, right? I know it's incomplete. This is like, we're throwing to the field from the 32. That's 18, 48. That's 50 yards, 53-yard throw. I like that. I'm going to put that down as a great throw, even if you disagree. But I like that one. And for some reason, we don't get the view of that. Handoff. What is going on? We lost the end zone view? I'm tripping. Handoff. How did we lost the end zone view? This is infuriating. All right, so what do we have here? We got this switch release up here with the in, and we get pressure immediately. All right, so we escape. Good job. Good job. What do we do? All right, there's really nothing to throw here. We stop. Oh, this is great. This is a great ball. It sucks that we're probably not going to get to see this from the other view. But we get this immediate pressure. Roll to your left. Break down this defensive end. Move upfield. And then throw here. This is a great throw. Please give us the end zone view. Please, come on. Get us the end zone view. Okay, we got it. All right. Escape to the left. Break down 52. Good block. This is all right. That's a great ball. That's the type of stuff you want to see, right? Because a lot of this stuff's been easy. Is we want to see, hey, when stuff breaks down, what do you do? Now he's created a couple sacks, but I like that. So there has been some good throws outside of structure. Handoff. 3-by-1. What do we have here? Okay, so this is that wave concept that I talk about, right? So you have these deep ends crossing up and then the post. So this is the read on this. This player right here is the read. Where does he go? So he takes this. We should be throwing here. But unfortunately, we're taking a sack. And that sack is not his fault. We'll see if there's any way he could have escaped it or manipulated the pocket from this angle. But I don't think this sack is his fault. Again, maybe he can run and flip out, but I am not accrediting him with this sack. Right? I give him another second, and this play is working, so that's not his fault. All right. Screenplay. We don't give quarterbacks credit for screenplays. Little gun boot. That is a good decision, but I'm not charting that. That's part of. Those are those there's making the right easy decision, and then there's that is pre-planned throwing to the flat. So I'm just not charting that as good. It's not bad. It's just not good. Handoff. Man, I am going so slow. I guess I feel like I'm going fast through this, but that's what happens when you watch quarterback film. You got to take your time a little bit. Can't just rush through it. You got to see what's happening. All right, so is this that play where you run the slot fade and the hitch on the outside? So we get it first man, so we should be throwing the slot fade. I didn't even look at the quarterback, and I knew that that's where we were throwing. I'm not even watching. I'm just watching down here. Slot fade, hitch. This is the throw. This is what we are throwing. Shedeur does a good job keeping this safety's eyes over here. I'm going to wait to see the other view to decide if this is a bad throw. He throws with a lot of touch. Oh, man. That's hard. I'm just going to mark that as a good decision because it's obviously not a great throw. It's hard to say that for sure it's a bad throw, but I'm going to chart that down as just a good decision. All right, what do we got? With a spot route with the corner. Now you get this first man. I kind of would like to make this throw on this. Like just, hey, let's chew off a little more of this. But this is a fine, smart decision, right? With this corner playing, like take the easy gain. Right? You don't know, like I don't even know what this receiver is doing down here. Like maybe he's supposed to take this vertical. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. So I'll mark that down as a good decision. All right, RPO. Reading this linebacker, throw the slant. Good throw. Good throw, good decision. You'll say it's a little behind. I'll say it's avoiding this linebacker. Three by one. It's that. Okay, so here's that same play we just talked about where I was like, what is this outside guy doing? It's just flipped. Okay, so we don't like it. So we read this safety and we throw the, like we don't like it, right? The easy decision is there. I know this DB is closing off, but this easy decision is there, right? That's going to be completed if you throw it. But this DB does drive, so let's throw the alert on this. Great throw. Great throw. That's a good ball right there. Right. So when you pass up the easy throw that gains 4 or 5 yards, you've got to make sure it counts. Like you see that DB's crashing, you're not going to get much gain. Turn your feet. That's perfect. That's a perfect throw. Good stuff. Okay. This little against the blitz, make the right throw. Good decision. All right, red zone. Looking like we're going to get a cover zero blitz, right? We've got man across the board, man with the back, man, all this. We're going to get a cover zero blitz or some back out. Oh, this is a toss. I don't know if this was his audible, but if that's an audible, that's a good decision. And I mean, that ends up in a touchdown. That's a good call against that. Right? Like, get this end sucked up in this shit. I don't know who's responsible for that, but I really like them. I like that. That's good. That's a smart ball. All right, we got a touchdown. Penalty. 3 by 1. So we're running that play again. Or something. Okay, no, this is that wave type of play. Right, where I talk about the deep ends crossing up. So we've got it versus man coverage. Right, we got it versus man coverage. And you could throw the hitch on this. But you have this player playing shallow, which means this is probably going to open up. And it does. Did we pull the... That's risky, right? Because if this guy's reading his eyes, he could fall off of this. But this just looks like a great throw. Do we give him... You pass up the hitch is there, right? We could throw the hitch. We throw it over this linebacker's head. I'll mark that down as good. Not great, but good. Another penalty. What is going on? By the way, their offensive line reminds me of the Bengals, where it's just the tackles are just gargantuous. I don't think they're very good, but they are huge. 3 by 1. I noticed that watching Colorado State cornerback Chigozie and Usium, who went undrafted, got the most guaranteed money for undrafted free agents this year by the Commanders. I know that. I know that information because I'm about this life. Okay, what do we have? All right, so again, Shock. Okay, this is a shock concept. This is an NFL concept, right? You get the hitch on the outside, the slot fade, the juke route right here, and then you could tag anything on the backside of this. Looks like they keep the back in. Usually you have 5 out on this one. So you get man coverage. Hey, is it middle field open? So usually you give like versus middle field open, which this, I don't know. Again, I hate this defensive structure. I guess this is middle field open. You would break that. You would have this player break this in, right? And you would throw it right here, but he doesn't. And he ends up getting sacked. Yeah, I'm not blaming him for that sack. Like, you can't throw that slot fade versus that leverage. Now, could Jaden Daniels or some other quarterback get out here and run? Yeah. But that's part of the report. I'm not judging him for not being fast and saying, oh, how come you didn't make an amazing play running away? Like, he does do a decent amount of that for someone who's not the athlete. That. Yeah. All right, so what do we have here? All right, so this is the same play, right? So look, I said you can break this in. That's what happens on this, kind of, or something similar off it. But then you have just 2 verts on the back side of this, and this safety plays to this side. So we're gonna throw this seam. Okay, now this ball is not great, but he lets his guy make a play up the seam. Right, it's completed. Let's see it from this angle. It's a nice release by Travis Hunter. So you obviously want this ball thrown a little further out in front of him, right? He kind of makes up for the 2 drops that he has by making that catch, helping bailing him out. So good decision. I'm going to tag that with bad throw. Like, corner, corner makes a better play on that. All right, handoff. We're almost through this game as we hit almost 1 hour. And then I have a meeting at fucking meetings, dude. Meetings suck. Little play action. Okay, I like this, right? We got this little 3-level thing right here. Hit the backside of this, right? You see everyone flowing this way, hit the backside. I like this. All right, so you're going to see this defense is just play action. Everyone's going to flow, right? Everyone's going to flow to cover all this stuff, right? And you have this corner out here. So find it on the backside, right? Keep your eyes over there. I'm putting that down as it's good. Is it great? I'm going to put that down as good. That's just like an NFL play you need to make. All right, empty. What do we have here? Slot fade with the slant. The slant is not going to open up, right? The slot fade is not working well, so we get off of it quickly like that. So what do we have down here on the back side of this? We got the hitch. Oh, so this is somewhat that shock concept, juke and hide, right? This is, I guess, a kind of a variation. I know this tight end is not runs a little post on this. We escape a clean pocket. If you sit in this pocket, right, and this looks a little sloppy here, right? But this is a great transition by this receiver, right? Bam, that's a great transition. And that could be open, right? You have no safety presence deep. So we're going to end up scoring a touchdown on this. So I'm going to put this down as good, but like, what are we bailing from this pocket for? It's a 3-man rush. What are we running away from? Right? And you see that this opened up like, I mean, that's a touchdown, right? So it's hard to nitpick touchdowns, but that, I feel like that is part of like the college scouting process, right? If that happens at the NFL, I'm not saying shit. But there is times where it's like, man, this ended up working out, but you made the wrong read. So that's tough. I'll let the chat describe. Tell me, are you marking that down as bad or good decision? Handoff. What do we have here? We've got the corner. Kind of like a flood concept. Like it's 3 level. I think he's supposed to sit right here. So we read this corner's playing the flats, right? So we're not. It's not a great route by this tight end or whatever it is to pull the trigger on this. That's a tough throw to make. This is tough, dude. What do we chart this at? Like I kind of can pull the trigger on this throw, right? But this tight end is floating up the field, which is going to allow this to be a bang bang play. You have the middle of the field end up opening. I'm going to mark this down as a good decision. Little off the beaten path, but a good decision. All right. But you guys are saying it's bad. I'm going to mark it down as bad as that touchdown throw. Isn't that a shame? All right. Play action. Throw back shoulder. Woo. With pressure. Is this RPO? I think it is RPO by the way the offensive linemen are playing. Or sorry, not an RPO. I think it is true play action. All right, we're throwing this. Is this back shoulder on purpose? I think this ends up just being let's see, they end up calling pass interference. Yeah, that's just a bad throw. That's a bad throw. Solid decision, bad throw. All right, next. Handoff. We're almost done with this game. It is a little frustrating that because I don't want to make film breakdowns of guys who haven't played their last year of college or guys that might not even come out, right? That's happened to me before. But these do take a long time. But it is the summer, right? All right, screen pass. We don't give credit for that to quarterbacks. 5 wide, empty. I think our eyes go the wrong way on this one. Right? Because this is not there. This is not there. So we pump. So good job pumping it, but we should see at this point, you should see this is not opening up. Get your eyes backside. Right, you get your eyes backside. But even these guys on the bottom look like they're. I don't like this. Now, I know this guy's playing both ways, so I will give him a little credit. I think that's Hunter. Right? I know that you're not part of the progression, but you got to clear this out. Could you clear this out? Well, I think this is going to go down as a bad decision anyways. Okay, so I'm putting this down as bad decision, right? There's easily this DB can get off of this and make a play. I'm putting that down as bad decision. You could say it's a bad throw. It's not the worst throw, but I'm putting that down as bad decision. So I might have to end up just doing one game of this. All right, mesh again. Or we end up throwing the rail route. I don't know why the running back should go wider on this. But we make the right read on it. It's not mesh traffic because he's not going through the offensive line. Good decision. All right, this is going to be a nice yak play. Good decision. Oh, 6. Man, they got a lot of yak touchdowns. Good decision, though. No, we're almost done with this game. I think we're gonna have to call it at one game, which is a shame because I wanted to watch more than one game on this. But I also can't have these all be 2 hours long. Handoff. Maybe we'll, do 2 separate ones for each quarterback. Handoff. Handoff. I guess the game's over at this point. Yeah, so we're taking a knee. All right, so it is 2:01. Hey, there you go. I like that. Celebrating. It's a big win it's a big win. What should I do? Should I since this is the first one, I'm going to cut it here, right? I do have stuff I got to do. Maybe I should have done this later in the day. But let's see how the views do on this, right? Because if not, then if it's the views do horrible, like Shedeur Sanders' name, the time frame, this one should do halfway decent. If it does, I'm just going to put it on the Talking Giants channel. So going to cut it here for this one. So let me stop sharing my screen. Stop sharing the screen. All right, so going to cut it short here. Appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it, right? Not just the chat, but the comments as well here too. Obviously, this game was, like you guys said, not a normal game. They scored a lot of freaking points, but the other team scored a lot of points too. So, the other games are, a lot of throws as well too, like the USC and the Oregon game. He threw the ball a ton in those ones too. So, so we'll see how well this is received, how well the views do, and everything that goes along with that. But appreciate you guys that stuck around here. Seeing some of the guys were watching my Shane Bowen stream yesterday, like Do a Barrel Roll and Chris Peace. So thank you guys very much. Going to end it here. Appreciate you guys, and let me know what you think. And comment which quarterback you want to see next. Maybe I'll let the comments decide. See ya.